Come face to face with your fears. Come face to face with tales that witness madness.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night. I love that one.
You've tried everything you know how to keep them to yourself, but you still haven't made it, have you? You're threatened by a tiger.
Come face to face with terror beyond your wildest nightmares. Enter an asylum from which you may never escape. Leave all your sanity behind.
Hello to your good self, and welcome to They Came From Within Cult Movie Reviews. Can I Play With Madness? Tales that Witness Madness, 1973. It may not be a patch on the similarly themed Asylum from 1972, but Freddie Francis' picture remains a most enjoyable horror compendium, with a typically first-rate cast of British thespians. Dr. Nichols, played by Jack Hawkins, pays a visit to his colleague Dr. Tremaine, portrayed by Donald Pleasence, at his psychiatric institute. Tremaine is convinced he has made a significant breakthrough on the study of madness. He presents Nichols with the case histories of 4 of his patients, and thus the anthology begins. In Mr. Tiger, the wealthy couple, Sam and Faye, played by Donald Houston and Georgia Brown, bicker so much they neglect the needs of their young son Paul, who's portrayed with touching realism by Russell Lewis. Paul troubles his parents deeply with his talks of an imaginary friend, a pet tiger. But is the animal more than just a figment of this child's imagination? In Penny Farthing, we focus on a young couple called Timothy and Anne, portrayed by Peter McHenry and Susie Kendall. Timothy owns an antique shop, and the acquisition of a penny farthing bicycle somehow links in with a seemingly haunted Uncle Albert portrait, which enables Timothy to transport himself back in time, with deadly consequences. In the third tale, entitled Mel, we hone in on another bickering couple, as in the first tale. Michael Jaston plays Brian Thompson, and the rather glamorous Joan Collins, his wife Bella. Brian brings home a large portion of a tree and is determined to treat it as discovered art. Things turn very strange indeed when he becomes increasingly obsessed and emotionally involved with this unconventional object. Much to the understandable horror and dismay of Bella, I was tempted to say Michael Jaston had to act against a block of wood as well as a tree stump, but I actually think that Joan Collins is a good actress, so I won't. And in the final story, called Luau, the emphasis shifts to a deeply selfish publicist called Oriole Pageant and her beautiful daughter Ginny, played by Kim Novak and Mary Tam, respectively. Oriole develops the hots for her latest client, a writer called Chemo, played by Michael Petrovich. The problem is, he is clearly more focused on the winsome Ginny. This ultimately pushes Oriole into taking part in the most drastic of actions of a most supernatural kind. Due to its content and casting, some people have assumed Tales That Witness Madness to be an Amicus production, despite Milton Subotsky being one of the producers, along with the Englishman Norman Priggen. It's actually a World Film Services production. Its screenplay was written by the actress Jennifer Jane under the pseudonym Jay Fairbank. Incidentally, Jennifer acted in Amicus's first anthology movie, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, from 1965. which was also directed by Freddie Francis. The picture was shot at Shepperton Studios, as well as various locations in and around the Surrey area. It's reported that filming began on the 30th of October 1972 and was completed by February 1973. When filming began, the role of the publicist, Oriel Pageant, was taken by the Hollywood legend Rita Hayworth. Sadly, Rita's frail physical and mental health meant she soon had to pull out of the movie, which is why another great Tinseltown icon, Kim Novak, took her place. It's also worth mentioning that the tragic Miss Hayworth never made another film after her valiant efforts on this one. Norman Warwick's cinematography is crisp and clear, and the editor, Bernard Gribble, pieced these eerie tales together seamlessly, all enhanced by Bernard Ebbinghouse's hair-raising music.
Stand up, Ginny. Come closer to me. Take off your dress. Take off your dress, Ginny. You must show yourself to Mama Lou.
Mama Lou.
He's waiting for you, Ginny. He must see your face, body, and soul.
His eyes cannot see.
Open his eyes. Show him your body.
His eyes cannot see.
Because you do not show him your soul. Can you hear and understand me, Ginny?
Yes.
Then be still. From now on, you can make no sound, nor make any move for your own will. You will offer your soul to Mama Lou.
Tales That Witness Madness was to prove to be the fine English actor Jack Hawkins' last picture. Hawkins had appeared in such films as The Bridge on the River Kwai from 1957, Ben-Hur from 1959, and Lawrence of Arabia from 1962. His first wife was the actress Jessica Tandy, and they were married for 8 years. Due to being a heavy smoker, the unfortunate Jack contracted throat cancer and had to have his larynx removed in 1966. However, Hawkins was able to continue acting with the aid of having his voice dubbed by a fellow actor. Usually, this task was either performed by Robert Rietti or Charles Gray. It was by the Urbane Grey on this occasion. Jack Hawkins, CBE, passed away on the 18th of July 1973 at the age of 62, 3 months before this movie was released. The virginal Ginny is portrayed by the striking Mary Tam, who trained at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London during the period of 1969 to 1971. She will forever be in the hearts of us Doctor Who fanatics for playing the first Romana, opposite Tom Baker's incarnation of the Time Lord. Her other TV appearances include The Donati Conspiracy, Crime Traveller, Jonathan Creek, Twisted Tales, and Wire in the Blood. And apart from this film, Mary glowed on the big screen in the 1974 adaptation of Frederick Forsyth's The Odessa File, and in the TV spin-off of The Likely Lads in 1976. It's a tragic irony that, as with Jack Hawkins, Mary Tam died from cancer at the age of 62 on the 24th of July 2012. The critics did not exactly warm to this movie when it came out. Listen to what Michael McKegney had to say in his Village Voice review, dated the 22nd of November 1973, the director has a few subjective camera tricks up his sleeve for dramatic climaxes, but his voyeurism is mechanical rather than obsessive. The humour lacks wit, the horror lacks poetry. Needless to say, I don't entirely agree with him, and I'm sure there are plenty of horror fans today who would actually concur with me. Tales That Witness Madness may not be a masterpiece, but it has certainly been underrated. It was released in the US on the 31st of October 1973 and was distributed by Paramount Pictures. I'm Stephen Archibald. Take care, and thank you for listening to They Came From Within, Cult Movie Reviews.
It can't help you now.
Mamaloo!
Albert!
Quick! Somebody get the fire brigade! Can destroy it. I will destroy it. And you. Now do you believe it? Thank God you've seen it. It has to be seen to be believed.
Tales That Witness Madness. It's enough to drive you out of your mind into your grave.